All right, so hey guys, it's me, 80s444. Today, guys, we're discussing about the Champions League matches, and I have a Chelsea fan on here. His name is Moon, and we'll be discussing about all Champions League four matches. We'll start with the Chelsea Real Madrid game first, and take it away, Moon.
Well, overall, obviously the result was pretty poor, and defensively we were awful. But I'm not too discouraged. I think we did enough. Where on another day we could have got a better result than that. We had about as many good chances as Madrid, where they just took theirs. You know, they've got basically the best player in the world right now in form, and that was the difference really between the teams.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's interesting because that's the thing about football is that people just look at the scoreline and are like, "Oh, Real Madrid dominated Chelsea. Chelsea were so bad." But if you actually look at the game, actually watch the game, it was a fairly even game. But it's just that Real Madrid were very clinical and Chelsea
Yeah,
weren't clinical whatsoever.
exactly. Well, that's just how it goes sometimes. You know, don't take your chances, you get punished. Like Lukaku chance in the second half sticks out. You know, massively. Could have got one to come back there, but he misses it, and now it's a uphill battle.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go ahead and so let me go ahead and get the football website. It's a pretty good website. It gives like a good summary of the game. And so yeah, I didn't get to see like the full game because I had stuff to do around like this halftime there. But I did hear that Mendy did make a mistake for that Real Madrid third goal.
Oh yeah, it was awful. But basically, he made Real Madrid just hoofed it long. You know, they just cleared the ball. It came to Mendy. He's about 30 yards out from goal. It's easy pass to Rudiger, and he messes it up. Benzema gets in
Oh,
there. Benzema gets a bit lucky because Rudiger actually gets to it first, but he tackles it and it bounces off Benzema, and it basically gives him an open goal. But it was
oh,
definitely Mendy's mistake. It was like, Rudiger wasn't too much Rudiger could have done.
oh! I see. Dang, that's really unfortunate. Is it just me? I I know this might seem harsh to say, but I swear to God, every single time a keeper makes a mistake, I always feel Benzema scores.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that as well actually with the Karius thing, right?
Yeah, then Don Ruma as well. That comes to my mind.
Yeah, so
So, oh man,
but
it's crazy, man. I mean, that's just sad. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to criticize the player. Obviously, I mean, as a Barca fan, it's hard to really respect. It's hard to really respect Real Madrid players, but I really rate Benzema, man. I mean, Benzema was incredible on the day.
oh yeah,
He was
incredible.
phenomenal.
Especially the first goal, that header. Like you
Oh,
have to be
oh yeah,
like world class to pull that header off
yeah,
because it was
yeah,
because it was a bit behind him, edge of the box. He had to put so much power right in the top corner. Anything else, and that it's not going in. It was fantastic.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that nice 1-2 he had with Vinicius was really nice.
Yeah, and that was the problem in the first half is that Vinicius just I don't know how you feel as a Barca fan given that Christensen's pretty much going there, but Christensen was absolutely he got absolutely roasted by Vinicius in that
Oh
half.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I. I mean, it is one game to be fair, so I'm not really sure. It might be a bit harsh to say like he's a terrible player, everything like
No,
that.
no,
So
yeah, Christensen's been very good. This was a surprisingly poor performance from him. He just couldn't cope with the pace. And Reece James also only just coming back from injury. He didn't look that as solid as he normally is. So that didn't really help Christensen out.
yeah, so yeah, it's very very shocking to say from Christensen. I thought he was pretty poor on the day, and yeah, Vinicius, man, dude, uh, this guy has been like, and I said in my preview that the two key players for both teams are N'Golo Kante for Chelsea and Benzema, and it's whoever turns up between the two is gonna pretty much win the match in my opinion because like that's how incredibly good they are for the team. Like without these players, they're the team is just not that good without them.
Well,
You
it's
know.
interesting you say that with Kante, is because most people, if you look on Chelsea Twitter, which I assume you don't, but obviously I do, look on Chelsea Twitter, most people wanted Kovacic, myself included, wanted Kovacic starting over Kante. Because it felt like the sort of game that Kovacic would be better than Kante in. And I think in the second half, Kovacic probably was our best player. He was creating quite a lot. He was doing the normal forward driving runs like he does. So,
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, Conte. I know Conte this season's not been great. I know, but
yeah,
during the
he has been
Champions League,
disappointing.
during the Champions League last season, he was phenomenal. I mean, I Dude, I don't know if you guys won the Champions League without him. I feel like he was that
No,
important
okay,
to
we
that
definitely
team.
wouldn't have. We definitely wouldn't. But
So
I think the problem with Kante is that the problem with the team really was that we got overrun in midfield a bit.
yeah,
It felt like to me Kante was always being pulled out either right or left, and that left Jorginho defending alone in the centre. And obviously, Jorginho is not great on the particularly defensively, on the counter. So yeah, 6.1 from Kante. That doesn't surprise me.
yeah,
Really going to 4.8.
yeah. That's kind of surprising.
I think is it because they gave him. I think they must have done it because they gave him blame for the third goal. That must be why.
Probably. Oh
But
yeah. That they.
I don't think that was his fault too much. If he'd have taken it differently, maybe he could have cleared it and it would have been a different story. But at the same time, I don't think it was a big error from him.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I was looking at midfield for Real Madrid, and I was thinking to myself, you're really starting Modric, Casemiro, and Cruz. I thought that would actually hinder them this game because we saw how bad they were against Chelsea last season. It turns out it didn't really make it like they were actually solid in the game, you know.
Yeah, they were good. They were good.
Yeah, and like I said, I think for me it was definitely interesting. And it was really interesting. No, Asensio didn't start, and let me tell you guys right now, Asensio is not good. I don't care how many long goals he scores. I don't care how many goals he scores because all the goals he scores are always bangers. Other than bangers, he doesn't do anything else. And so and actually, I think Valverde starting was actually the right decision.
It is interesting seeing Valverde starting as on the right wing. How often has that been happening this season? Do you know?
Yeah. I personally, I don't really. I'm probably not the most informed guy, but
I have heard him starting there before, but he played surprisingly well. There were a few times where they got away on the right side, and Valverde looked good. He was surprised. I was surprised at how well he was able to drive forward when they got those chances. He almost was, I think, as good as Vinicius when they break on the break.
Yeah, see, the thing is with Valverde, his pace is really important. That's the thing about him incredible is that he could run fast. Like he's a very very dynamic player. Obviously, he's not really good for the goal scorer. He's not really there for being out wide.
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of like with Barcelona. We sometimes put Gavi on the left wing, but it's not really we're not really making Gavi a left winger. It's just there to help us in the midfield. That's kind of like that kind of thing, and I feel like that's like a similar intention what Ancelotti did with Valverde. So. I don't think he's I think at some big games he's been played as right winger. I know he played as a right winger against Barcelona. I think last El Clasico's last season. But I don't think he's not like a starter by any means. I just think that he's just been off the bench kind of player. It seems. And yeah, I'm surprised Camavinga didn't start. Camavinga should have started in my opinion.
I actually thought he was pretty poor when he came on.
Yeah.
I thought he gave the ball go away a couple of times and nearly let Chelsea in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see now. So for Chelsea in particular, you guys still have a chance because of the fact that away goals were removed. Now, if away goals had stood, it'd be hopeless. I mean, if away goals had counted, it would have been hopeless.
But I don't think because like I said at the start of this, it wasn't like Real Madrid dominated us. They were more clinical, and we made silly errors. But defensively in the air, they were quite poor. Havertz was goal from a header. Lukaku absolutely should have scored from a header. So I think if we come with James and I think probably Alonso down the as wing backs and have both Lukaku and Havertz on, just put crosses in, especially since Militao is suspended for the second leg. I think we can score goals. The question is, I think we can score the 2 goals for sure. It's a question of can we stop Madrid scoring more, which on the what happened from today, I think we probably need more than 2 if we're going to go through.
Yeah. All right, let me just say this right now. If you guys want to go through, you have to hope that Benzema doesn't play the second leg.
Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't start, you guys might have a chance. Yeah,
well,
you do make
he's
a good
start.
point.
He's going to start.
Unless he's injured. That's the only way he's not going to start.
Yeah,
that's the only. Yeah, I mean, it's very unlikely that's going to happen. But you do make a good point that Militao was suspended, which I think it could be a huge blessing for you guys because now Real Madrid will be stressed in the center back position. And let's be real, Alaba is. I've said this before, guys, and I'm going to say this right now. Alaba is much better as a left back than as a center back.
Yeah, I agree. That was where he made his name at Bayern, playing
So
left back.
yeah, and I feel like you have Nacho and Alaba because Nacho's going to be the starter. If they start Vallejo, I would be surprised. They're not going to start him. It's going to be Nacho, as we saw early in the game. And so if Real Madrid gets a center back injury, oh man, that's going to be really, really interesting there. But yeah, it's difficult to really see Chelsea going through in this position. But man, it'll be interesting because let's be real, Real Madrid is not exactly that great at home in European nights. I don't know if you know this. They actually have a better away record, I think, than at home. So
we have a better away record as well, actually.
So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like both of the teams you could say are kind of like more like away teams than like home teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Definitely. So yeah. So overall, do you have any other thoughts to comment about this game? Because, like I said, I was a bit surprised. I didn't expect a lot of goals this game. If I'm being honest with you, I thought this would be kind of a close game. Like I went with a 1-1 draw personally.
Yeah. It was a lot more open than you'd expect. What you'd expected. Yeah, I thought. Courtois made an excellent save just after the third goal from the Azpilicueta shot. I thought it was a very good save. I thought that was noteworthy.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was in, and Azpilicueta, he's my favourite player. I was sort of already celebrating before it went in. So,
dang.
Great save from him.
Yeah.
Made a bit of a mistake on the Havertz goal. I felt he probably should have saved that, but other than that, he had a good night.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it really. Good performance for Real Madrid. We were poor defensively, but I think Madrid weren't that great defensively either. I think there's definitely opportunity in the second leg to create chances, particularly with probably Nacho Fernandez starting 2 short centre backs. I think we can exploit that. But
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it's interesting. Yeah, those substitutions, man. What do you think about the players that came on, like Ziyech, Kovacic, Lukaku, Loftus-Cheek?
I thought Kovacic was very good. Loftus-Cheek, poor. Lukaku, well, I mean, poor. It's funny, they've said the opposite to me. They said Loftus-Cheek was quite good, but he gave the ball away quite a lot. I don't know. And I think they've done Ziyech a bit harsh there. I thought Ziyech was quite creative.
Yeah, I ruined that chance right at the end. It was, I can't believe he didn't score that chance. And do Lukaku, man. Oh, man. We were just looking the other day, just me and my friends. We were looking at the other day, like, see which strikers have actually been worse than Lukaku. And he's actually been one of the worst, I think, stats-wise. It's just been horrendous.
He just can't seem to get into games, really, whenever he's on. He's just isolated and doesn't look like he didn't put the effort in, really.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because honestly, I thought in Inter Milan he changed as a player, but maybe it was more of the Conte getting the best out of him, or maybe it was because the league is not. I don't want to really say this, but the league is not as good as we think it is. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. As defending champions, would you say what were your expectations coming to the Champions League this season? I want to know.
Put up a good defense. I don't think even the likes of Real Madrid, I don't expect to win every year, but you hope to put up a good fight and maybe get be there at the end. So you
didn't really have any expectations. You just wanted to see how it pans out. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I'd have said semi-finals would be very good, but we got a tough draw in the quarters. As long as, obviously, I hope we can pull it back in the second leg. But as long as we give a good performance, have your head held high in the second leg, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in losing to Real Madrid.
Yeah, they're one of the most successful teams at Champions League, and so it's gonna be interesting, and it's definitely crazy because I do agree that even if you get past Real Madrid, you would have to then face Manchester City, and Manchester City, I think I've beaten you both times this season, so.
Yeah.
And then even if you get past Manchester City, you would have to face either Liverpool, Bayern, Benfica, or Villarreal. Let's be honest, it's going to most likely be Liverpool, Bayern. And if you get Liverpool versus Bayern, that's going to be a very tough final.
Well, after tonight, might not be Bayern, but I suppose we'll be talking about that in a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, it might not be Bayern, but I'm just saying most likely. I'm just saying that.
No, I know.
So, Yeah, I mean it's gonna be very difficult for Chelsea to go back to back. Honestly, I think quarterfinals is respectable. I think quarterfinals is a decent
Yeah,
progression.
quarterfinals is sort of like the minimum, really, because quarterfinals is where it's all good teams from the quarterfinals. Not that the teams in the round of 16 are bad, but like you would expect us to beat Lille in the round of 16, for example, right?
Yeah,
It's but from here on out, it's all difficult, and sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. That's just how it
yeah,
is.
definitely. Yeah, and I did like I said, I think Lou for you guys have to basically in my opinion, if you guys wanted to advance from the first, you would have had to win the first leg, in my opinion. My
Yeah,
opinion, and it really favors Real Madrid a lot,
yeah, of course.
definitely. But so yeah, like I said, we'll see what happens with Chelsea there in particular. So I guess before we go on to the next game, I want you to give your closing thoughts on this season as a whole. Do you think the season has been a good season for Chelsea, bad season, or like average?
Well, it's been pretty poor because for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, the selling the club thing has been a big thing,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and it can't be
we
good.
know.
But yeah,
Yeah, I know
that's
it's sad.
put a dampener. But obviously, going into the season, I think if we got really unfortunate with injuries, like Chilwell out for the season, we were on course to be really up there in the title fight. Before then, Reece James has been out for months as well. Lukaku's been very disruptive in the team with his interviews and stuff. Uh, it's just it was a very promising season, and it's not been a terrible season, but it's sort of like one of those seasons where it's like what could have been season. It could have been more than it's going to end up being. Is how it's been for Chelsea.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I feel like it's kind of harsh to say it's a bad season because like
Yeah,
for Chelsea,
I say, especially if we can win, because we're still in the FA Cup. If we win the FA Cup, I don't think it's a terrible season. But
yeah,
it could have, we could have been more.
it, it's like put it this way, it's not a bad season, but like you expect so much more, if that makes any
Yeah,
sense. Like
yeah,
you're like the defending UCL champions, and the way the Premier League's been kind of like it's just been really frustrating with so many draws, especially at home, which has been kind of surprising. And to like teams that you should be beating, like I think it was like Brighton, forgot the other teams
we
you were
drew
talking.
home and away with Brighton.
Yeah, and like some other teams off the top
Yeah,
of my
we
head, I can't
drew at home
remember.
to Burnley.
Yeah,
Uh,
Burnley and like let's see what else. I'm trying to remember. There's I feel like
thought, yeah,
Liverpool. Actually to be fair, the Liverpool game you'll accept a draw,
yeah.
given the circumstance of the game.
Did we? Was that the Reece James red card, or was that the 2-2?
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah, I know.
an unfortunate one.
Yeah, and I know it was a very much frustrating one, but
I was kind of
as I
hoping
said,
this game would be like the Liverpool 2-2, where because of course in the Liverpool 2-2 they went up 2-0 quite early as well, and then we came back to 2-2, and
oh yeah,
it nearly panned out like that. To be fair,
yeah, yeah. It did seem like when Chelsea got the goal back, like you would like the momentum would be, but obviously with that third, Karim Benzema's third goal kind of killed off the game in my opinion.
yeah,
So
especially straight after because Tuchel's gone in, done his halftime talk, G'd up the team, got everyone going, and then it's just a gut punch to concede 30 seconds into the half.
yeah. I know it's kind of hard to say, but if Benzema didn't score that third goal, do you think Chelsea would have been able to get back in the game, or do you think that I know it's hard to say because we don't know to this day, but
I think it's a case of taking your chances. I think we'd have had a chance like the Lukaku chance. It's just whether we'd have taken that chance.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's obviously hard to say. I mean, we don't know in this day that everything could have changed. So, but yeah, I do think that Benzema goal kind of, kind of, kind of really, kind of made the game kind of less exciting in the second half.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, for sure. Well, Madrid
So
didn't really have any reason to push anymore, did they? They're happy to keep a 2-goal away lead, take that into
yeah,
the second leg.
so yeah. So let me go and read some of the comments. I would like to see a Liverpool versus Man City in semifinal, but we'll see next week's second leg. Well, that can actually happen.
Yeah, you can get a Liverpool Man City final, but not semi-final.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're talking about the FA Cup, then I suppose you could have that. But obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, FA Cup and Champions League is not really the same kind of prestige.
So. Yeah, Liverpool Man City do play on the weekend, though, of course, in the Premier League. That's a title.
Oh yeah, the Premier League. Oh yeah, the Premier League. That's a huge match.
Yeah.
We'll see how it pans out. So, yeah. I would like to see. Oh, okay. So the comment is basically the same. This is an interesting fact. We should talk about this real quick. Connor Benzema scored 82 Champions League goals, and only one was a penalty. Wow. Dang. That's incredible. That's
Pretty good
incredible,
record.
man. Yeah, that's insane. And I just realized something. He scored back-to-back hat-tricks in the Champions League.
Yeah, they said in the match, I think he was the fourth person to do that after Adriano, Messi, and Ronaldo, I think.
Wow. That's incredible. That is incredible, man. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, man, Benzema is that important at Real Madrid because let's be...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, yeah, the glow up he's had since Ronaldo's left has been insane. Because, of course, he was... Like, Madrid fans didn't like Benzema. I remember they wanted him gone. And then, but since Ronaldo's gone, he's really stepped up.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because I do, and people don't remember that when Ronaldo was there, Benzema was actually helping Ronaldo. He was like facilitating.
Yeah,
and like he was actually very important for the link-up play. A lot of those goals Ronaldo scored is actually thanks to Benzema for him creating the work.
And, but of course, people don't see that when you're a striker, people only see the goals really. If you're not scoring,
yeah, goals. Yeah, that's the thing about goals is that goals is always very important for a striker, and that's what the currency is. Like their currency is like goals essentially. Like, and if you're not scoring goals, that's why people don't like. And there's a lot of strikers. There's like some strikers in the world there, just there for facilitating. And for me personally, as a team, I want my striker to at least be involved in the play. Even if you're not scoring goals, you're at least contributing.
Yeah,
if you're not contributing,
big problem with Lukaku is the thing. I don't mind that he's not scoring. I mind that he's not contributing at all.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Is that he's not even doing anything. Like you're actually better off without him. Which is kind of harsh to say. So. Yeah, dude.
I agree, Zeus. Imagine Benzema not being in Ronaldo's shadow for 9 years. He really could have maybe been, maybe not in the GOAT conversation because he's not quite Messi and Ronaldo, but in that next sort of bracket down, he really could have been up there. And not that he won't go down as a legend of the game, but you wouldn't say he was as good as, say, R9, for example. But maybe he could have been if he'd been the main man for longer.
Oh, man, dude. If Benzema wins that World Cup, oh, man, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. Oh, that's going to be huge. Like, I think, honestly, this might seem crazy to say, but I think if Benzema wins a World Cup, I think he's already one of the GOATs, you can argue.
Yeah. You could maybe make an argument if he wins that, keeps going maybe for another season or two at this level. Maybe you'd say top 10 of all time, maybe.
Yeah, dude, and we'll see what happens at World Cup. That World Cup is going to be, oh man, I'm excited for that World Cup. I'm sure we can discuss that later on, but I'm very excited, and of course, we're gonna probably meet up again because you I know you're not really an England fan like that, but
I'm in England. I'm an England fan. I said to you, I'd rather Chelsea won the Champions League than England won the World Cup. That doesn't mean I don't want England winning the World Cup. Of course I do.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying is that I know the England. I know it's kind of weird that but we'll probably meet up again.
It's because we're so bad. We never want to get our hopes up. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. We'll definitely hopefully meet up again for like the World Cup match between USA and England because that's gonna be very interesting, man. So, yeah, USA versus England, that'll be a great match.
Yeah, I agree, Zeus. But there's no one close to him, especially since I think is it this year? Do you know, Ad? Is it this year or next year that they're doing the Ballon d'Or for the season rather than the calendar year?
Oh yeah. They're doing I think that, and they'll do it in May. So they've changed the thing where it's like season based. Not
I know. So there's no way anyone is even close to Benzema with 2 months left of the season. So it's pretty much a guaranteed Ballon d'Or for Benzema.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, maybe some people might argue Lewandowski and Salah. Well, Salah this year is he's not been great whatsoever.
Yeah, not that they haven't been good, but no one's close to Benzema.
Yeah, he's clearly heads and shoulders, and yeah, man, and for me, I know he was amazing in La Liga last season. The only reason he didn't win the Pichichi was because Messi scored more goals. But if I'm being honest with you, this might seem crazy to say. I know a lot of people might not like this, especially Barca fans, but I actually would say Benzema was actually overall a better player in my opinion last season than Messi was for La Liga, in my opinion, because he showed up in the big games.
Yeah. fair enough.
So, I know that might seem controversial, but as I said, guys, I'm a football fan. Of course I love Barcelona. I'm not saying I don't, but I'm just saying is that he showed up at more big games than Messi did in big games last season.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
and I feel like it's a huge, huge credential. That's one of the things and one of the things I realized about all three of these players, Lewandowski, Salah, and Benzema. I feel like Benzema showed the most big games this season than of the three.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he certainly showed up in this game.
So, that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. So, I guess we should move on and discuss other games. I know it's going to be difficult because, I didn't really watch the other games like that, but we'll still discuss about it because, it's Champions League and everything again.
Yeah, I watched the games yesterday. I just didn't watch Villarreal Bayern.
Yeah, so, Villarreal, man, got to get up to Emery, man. He is a supreme, amazing manager. He's a great cup manager, man. What he's done in European competitions, he's incredible. And you got to give it. Oh, sorry.
Yes, sorry. The thing with Emery is that everyone, I think, underestimates him because of what happened at Arsenal. But when you look at everywhere else he's gone, he's been a huge success. And even at Arsenal, I don't think he was that bad. They were on a poor run, and he got sacked. But if they'd given him time to turn it around, who knows? Very underrated, I think, Emery.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think he's one of the best managers, cup winning managers. It's unfortunate that his league record isn't very good. That's like the only downside of his manager tenure, is that his league. But to be honest with you, I mean, if you're like a good manager of cup competitions, then you don't have to be good in league. There's some managers that are really only good in league stuff, like Conte, for example.
Because Villarreal realistically are never going to win La Liga. Would you rather be, if you're a Villarreal fan, would you rather be doing well in the cups, winning a Europa League, or coming fourth in La Liga? I'd rather be winning the trophy.
Yeah, and you got to look what they did last season, man.
Yeah,
they had their path wasn't as challenging as United, but they still won the Europa League, and that is a very huge testament. And that just shows how good that team is. Because let's be real, guys. With all due respect, United should be winning that trophy. United should be winning that trophy, and the fact that they didn't win it just says a lot about United. Obviously, I don't really rip on United because they're not playing, obviously, but the point being is that for Villarreal to do this is incredibly impressive. Like, this is a great underdog story,
Yeah, and what they've done is they've shown it wasn't a fluke that they won, because they've knocked out Juventus, they've beat Bayern,
Yeah.
And the one thing that worries me about this is, of course, Salzburg had a good result against Bayern in the first leg, didn't they?
Yeah, they had a draw.
But then Bayern second leg just blew them off the face of the earth.
Yeah. And like I said, Villarreal is a tough team to play against. They're not an easy team. I mean, look at the stats-wise. Dude, this is incredible. I mean, 12 shots, 2 big chances, 1.48. Dude, it was incredible. Like, wait, why is this thing? Okay, I need to reload this because it's showing Benzema's picture here. So weird. Yeah, let me go ahead and show you right here. So you guys can see, Villarreal, so many good chances. I remember there was like how did they not score more than one goal is just beyond me. There was like so many good chances for them. It was ridiculous. And
yeah, for sure.
It just felt like they're kind of, I know this might seem harsh to say, but it felt like they were kind of like missing on purpose. It just felt like the misses, like I'm going to watch the highlights later, but I was trying to watch both games at once,
Yeah,
but it's kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to do that.
I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that for a lot of these players, really, Champions League quarterfinals, probably the biggest game of quite a lot of the Villarreal players' careers, and sometimes the nerves hit you in those sort of moments.
Yeah, I think, I don't think it was them. I think it's just like, like you're just so close and then you just miss it. It's just like the occasion got higher to them. That makes any sense.
But they got the goal. They got the goal.
Yeah, so, it was a good goal from Pereiro. Actually, no, sorry. Dan Juma got the goal. Pereiro got the assist there. And great finish. Dan Juma has been one of Villarreal's best players this season. This guy, I think he played at, was it Bournemouth, I think?
Yeah, he was at Bournemouth. I remember I liked him at Bournemouth because Bournemouth used to... But it's similar to how West Brom last year would just destroyed us in both games. That used to be Bournemouth, and he played, and he was always incredible. I always thought he was a higher quality player than Bournemouth level, and he's been proving it since he's moved to Villarreal.
Yeah, and it's a good pickup because the general vibe is that when you're from a relegation team, you're not that good. That's the general. That's what people generally believe, but. As we have seen, some teams some players from relegation-threatened teams have been amazing. Like you look at Ramsdale, he's been great for Arsenal. Dan Juma has been amazing for Villarreal. There's probably some other examples I can think of at the top of my head. But Dan Juma has been incredible. Moreno, man, the amount of chances this guy missed was crazy. And And Moreno. I remember this guy is like he's a great striker, but he's just so unclinical, and it's disappointing
What
because
I'm
oh,
surprised to
sorry,
hear
I'll
you
let you
say that
finish.
because the two big games I remember seeing him in, of course, were the Super Cup final against us and the Europa League final, and both of those he was very clinical.
Yeah, and it was crazy that he wasn't clinical whatsoever. And I remember the Euros, dude. This guy had so many chances in the
Oh
Euros.
yeah, that's right. Missed the penalty as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and it was crazy. And yeah, man, crazy, man. Indeed. Like I said, man, Villarreal played really well. And as for Bayern, they were surprisingly not that good on the day, and they were very poor. And this might this seem like crazy to say. Is Bayern as good as we are believed? Obviously, I know we have a Bayern fan right here. His name is Polomo. So you might get a little offended if I'm saying this. Obviously, I'm trying to be objective here, but is Bayern that good, or do you think this is just one game, or do
Well,
you think that?
Bayern are a very good team, but I think maybe for the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years, I think people generally believe that Bayern Munich are the best team in the world for about the last 3 or 4 years. Sorry, that's been the general consensus. And 2 years ago they certainly were, but they do seem to have maybe fallen off a little bit, just in
Yeah,
terms of their quality on the big
yeah,
stage. I know in the league they're having shock defeats sometimes, like massive shock defeats. Like I know they lost to Bochum not that long ago.
yeah.
But
See, the thing about
sorry,
yes, yes, the thing about Bayern is that they're very clinical usually. And that usually makes up for the defense because the defense, I'll be real with you, I think that's Bayern's weakness. I think that's actually one of Bayern's
yeah,
weakness. And we saw that even in the Champions League, the few seasons ago they won. Dude, I remember like Leon were all over them. I remember him like Leon were like they had so many chances. And then once Bayern scored one, it was game over, you know.
yeah,
And so it just feels like to me Bayern's defense has continued to be their issue there with center backs like Alba leaving, Boateng leaving. Now Sulo's gonna leave. You have a defense like Upamecano, who I'll be real with you guys. I don't think Upamecano is that good. I mean, I think he's good, but I don't think he's as good as I don't think he's that amazing. You know.
yeah. It's Teo Hernandez, isn't it? Is the Bayern one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Teo Hernandez. He's been
Oh wait,
not.
sorry to interrupt. Theo Hernandez plays for Milan.
No, yeah, it's Lucas Hernandez is the Bayern one, right?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
I always get them. I always get them mixed up.
yeah.
Lucas
I
Hernandez.
was, yeah. I thought you were right first time, but I was like, hold up, that's not right.
Yeah, no, I had it confused in my head. It looks like he had
Yeah,
a decent game today, but he's not lived up to expectation. It cost him a lot of money from Atletico. I remember it cost him like 90 million or something. Is that right? It was a
yeah.
huge fee, and he's just not really delivered on that.
I mean, personally, I think he's a good player. But I don't really. I feel like he's. I don't really feel like he's a natural center back. I feel like he plays a lot better as a left back.
He's not gonna really. But when you got Alphonso Davies at left back,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alfonso Davis came back from injury now.
yeah, he's back today.
Yeah, not injury, but the whole heart condition thing. I mean, basically he had a good game it seems, and stats wise he was amazing. And dude, Alfonso Davis, man, what a talent this guy is.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be great to see him at the World Cup.
Yeah, and definitely, Kimmich, Musiala, Mueller, Gnabry, Coman. It was interesting that Sane didn't start. I was actually surprised. I thought he would start in this game. And yeah, for Bayern, man, this is going to be really interesting. I think they're going to have to go in the second leg. But the thing about Bayern is that, as I said, the fact that the second leg at the Allianz Arena gives them a huge advantage
Yeah.
because,
Sorry.
yeah. So I just think for Bayern, I just expect them to really show up at home because at home they're very good. At home
Yeah.
they're very, very good.
I agree. I don't think Bayern should be too worried. They got the result they wanted, but plenty of time to turn it around at home. Villarreal have proven that they can grit out results as well, though. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's true.
I doubt Villarreal will be. I think probably it'll be a part of the bus situation for Villarreal in the second leg.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's why I feel. It's like teams like when it comes to away from home, they actually like with no away goals rule. Teams actually go at the first actually try to park the bus and try to go for a 0-0 draw and then win the home game. And it's just
yeah.
It's just we've seen how it just doesn't work. Teams when they try that just doesn't work and that's why I say it is that I feel like away goals should have stood. I really like that rule. It was such a good rule. I don't know why they got rid of it.
I suppose for this season, I'm quite glad they haven't.
Oh yeah, for Chelsea situation.
Yeah. But no, I agree with you. If I'm being completely subjective, if I'm being totally honest, I I think that we should have had. They should have stayed.
Yeah, and it's just like, and it's just sad to see they've changed that rule, and a lot of these games could have been really different now with that. But it is what it is. We can't look at this thing. So let's go ahead and look into the stats of the players real quick. So Rulli, as you guys can see, made 4 saves. Neuer, wow, Neuer didn't make any saves. That is crazy. Wow. And I remember there was one chance. I think Neuer went out a goal, and I think Villarreal should have scored that. I think I forgot who exactly was it, but I did hear. I think it was Gerard Moreno. I think, if I'm not mistaken. But as you guys can see, man, Villarreal is not an easy team to play against, guys. And I don't know if you guys know this. They actually drew to Real Madrid twice this season, home and away. And I think it was it 2-0? I think it was 2-0 draws, if I'm not mistaken. So, as I said, guys, Villarreal is a good team, guys. Make no mistake whatsoever. And they could actually be in the semifinals for what we know. And yeah, so there's that. And I don't know if you guys know this. I think a long time ago, they were in the semifinals against Arsenal. And I think in the Champions League. And I think Arsenal went on to win. They went on to go to the final. And I think they played Barca, if I'm not mistaken, in the final.
In 2006, that would have been.
Yeah, I believe so. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Villarreal, they might be able to do that again. But I think quarterfinals is already an incredible achievement because I'll be honest with you, I didn't even have them going out of the group. Like, I had them going out of the group stage at the beginning of my initial predictions.
Who's in Villarreal's group? It was Man United. Was it Atalanta?
Yeah, Atalanta. And I was surprised they actually made it through the round of 16.
Yeah, they did well, and then they did even better to knock Juve out.
Oh yeah, that was crazy, indeed. So let's go ahead. I guess we should move on to the games from yesterday now. Yesterday's games weren't as exciting as today. Today's games were so much better in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yesterday games were kind of boring in my opinion. Let's start with the boring one game first out of the way because I don't really want to discuss about that too much. We have Man City 1, Atletico Madrid 0.
Yeah, this game, I like Atletico Madrid. I like Simeone, but
wow,
come on, not a single shot on or off target. I get he wanted to take it back to the home leg, but you got to at least try to attack sometimes.
Yeah, it's just and my thing is you can be defensive, but you can still at least attack. You can't, it's not just because you're defensive doesn't mean you can't attack.
Exactly.
You can do counterattacking, and that's what teams like to do. Some teams are actually counterattacking teams, and what Atletico did with yesterday was just so sad. They were literally going for a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, it was like they're playing a 5-5-0 formation. And that's not an exaggeration. That's not even an exaggeration. It was basically what they were playing.
And see, if you look from a tactical point, a 0-0 draw is actually it makes sense. But at the same time, it puts so much pressure for you in the home leg, and that you have to win the game 1-0.
Yeah, for sure. They can't play the same way in the second leg. They don't have that,
Oh yeah, for sure. If they play that in the second leg, that just looks stupid.
Man City would love it if they played like that in the second leg.
I mean, obviously, but I'm just looking from their point of view. It just looks so bad, and it's just really sad to see. And for Atletico Madrid, definitely, and they were just very poor all around. And Felix was just. Oh, sorry, I'll let you finish.
So I was going to say, and the thing is, they don't even need to be that defensive. They have a good team. It's they have quality up, in attack, in the midfield, all around. They have a quality team. I get that they want to be defensive. Fair enough. Man City, one of the best teams in the world. But they don't need to just be back against the wall for 90 minutes. They are better than that. They're a better team than that.
And you know what's crazy? I just saw the stats. This is really sad to say, guys, but I saw Man City played against Burnley, and even Burnley actually did more stuff than Atletico.
Burnley went bad in that game actually. I watched them.
Which looks so sad. Which is very sad. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this comparison.
They're called everyone calls them the Spanish Burnley, don't they?
Yeah, I mean I just find that to be a bit harsh. And honestly though, it is kind of true in the sense and people don't realize Atletico don't do this in La Liga. They don't do this in La Liga. They actually play attacking wise. They actually played some decent attacking football. I don't know if you guys know last week they won against Alaves 4-1. So, they can't score goals. It's just that Simeone seems like every time when they play a big match, they always seem to do this. They always seem to go out super defensive and the Champions League. It always seems like that, and
I
it's
think
just
I think it shows a lack of trust really from Simeone. He doesn't believe that his players can get a result playing fluid football against Man City, and I think that's when you have the quality of players that Atletico Madrid have, you've got to have more faith that they can pull something out the bag.
Yeah, you got some great players that got Oblak. I know Oblak's not been great this season by his standards, but he's still a very good goalkeeper in my opinion, just in general. And you still have like Jimenez, who's still a pretty good center back. Then you have Joao Felix, who, in my opinion, I feel like he's overhated. I feel like people should actually respect him.
Well, it's because he cost a lot of money and hasn't lived up to that yet. But he's still one of the best young players in the world. Like he's potential still there.
Yeah, I do agree with you in the sense like that's kind of interesting. You make that point because I feel like market evaluations for players actually hinders the players because everyone says that Griezmann was terrible at Barcelona, and for me, I don't think he was that bad. But it's the price that we just bought him for. He was, I'll admit.
He wasn't worth the price tag, but that doesn't mean he was a bad player.
Yeah, and it's just like there's some players that you buy for like such exuberant fees that you expect like them to like be like the best player in the team. That's like how like the expectations are, and it's just like that's a bit harsh,
Yeah, it reminds me of actually me saying this. It reminds me a lot of Harry Maguire is another one like that because I know everyone hates on Harry Maguire and everyone makes fun of Harry Maguire, but he's a good centre back. He's just not worth 80 million. He's just not the best player in the Man United. He's just not that level, but he's not a bad player. It's that sort of thing.
Yeah, we saw in the Euros he was actually pretty solid, and
exactly.
And even at Leicester City, I'm pretty sure he was not this bad.
He's good at Leicester City, but he's just never worth 80 million, and that's forever how he's judged. If Man United had bought him for 20, 30 million, it wouldn't have been, okay, yes, he's, people would say, oh, he's a solid option. Yeah, he's a solid player. But because he cost 80 million and there was this just big weight of expectation, he will forever be considered a failure because, he's just not good enough to be ever worth 80 million.
Yeah, and you make a good point there, and like I said, he's still a decent player. Obviously, I'm not trying to say he's a great center back and everything like that, but he's still not. He's still a decent center back, And it's just that, and I also feel the thing about going back to Maguire. Why is he your captain? Like, I'm sorry, like you can't make a new player a captain like that. Just and coming in a half a season, that is like such a stupid thing. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, I agree. But they had no one else really.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh man, United is just a whole lot. United, honestly, United is just as a whole deep issue. Like everything with that club is just.
And long may it continue. Long may it continue.
Yeah.
Don't kill me, Man United fans.
Oh man, I don't think I have any United fans watching this, but man, we need to have like we like honestly we need to have like a separate discussion for United because it's going to take forever to discuss everything.
Yeah, for sure, another time, certainly.
Yeah. But anyways, getting back to this match for Atletico Madrid, as I said, they have a good team, as we said, and they just it's just the system is just not right, and I don't know, man. Atletico Madrid, as I said, they have to move on from Simeone, in my opinion. He is this team. He's I feel like at this point he is just too stale. You need to have something different. I know he's made Atletico Madrid to where they are because people don't realize that before him, Atletico Madrid were not this good. They were actually they were mediocre, I think. So he's actually made them to very good. But there's a certain time where you have to move on.
Yeah,
and I feel like they have to move in.
I agree with you, for sure. Maybe after the World Cup, he could be Argentina boss. Who knows?
I don't know, man.
Because I think his style, because defensive football really suits international football a lot more than club football. Because of course, with international, you're grinding out 7 results. You can't play defensive for 38 games in the season. But
definitely.
For a few games, the defensive style quite works. It's why I'd have really wanted to see Mourinho actually an international. I think he'd be a great international manager.
Oh, that's perfect. Mourinho at Portugal, Simeone at Argentina.
Yeah, be crazy.
Oh man, unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna ever happen.
No, but I'd like to see.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, Atletico Madrid, they have to move on from Simeone, and I don't know if you know this. I think he's actually one of the highest earning managers in the world. So I think that's another reason why they haven't let him go because, the compensation fee is gonna be so huge.
Yeah. Well, he's not that well. Also, why would they sack him? He's not. He never. He doesn't really underperform necessarily. But
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is a bit harsh to sack him. He's done so much for the club, and it just feels like if Simeone is going to be removed, he's going to probably leave on his own will.
I do agree. It's probably the right time for him.
Yeah, and
to
so
move on.
yeah, they have to move on. Like I said, they have some great center backs, great players. Like you got Griezmann, that's still decent. Although I don't really think he's that good. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think he's that amazing. I do find him to be a bit. Actually, to be fair, is he? I don't know. Let me ask you this question: do you think Griezmann is really that good?
I never thought he was. I always thought he was a bit overrated, even when he was like at Atletico Madrid and everyone thought he's one of the best in the world. I always thought he was, and I'm not saying he was bad or he wasn't a really great player, but I always thought he was a little bit overrated. But I think he's still a very good player. I would, if I was picking two players to play up front for Atletico Madrid, I'd pick Suarez and Felix ahead of him.
Yeah,
But
for me,
he's a good player.
For me, he is a good player, but I don't think he's as good as he's not like amongst the best in the generation. Like, hey, if you're trying like asking on future generations, like which players remember, I'm pretty sure they would not mention Griezmann. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't mention him.
Yeah, okay.
And so, but I do agree that I do think he's a good player, and we know what he's capable of doing. He's obviously great for France and Atletico Madrid, but I just never really felt like. For me, he's always been like kind of like a side kind of person. That makes sense. Like you need to have something with you. He's not really the main guy. That makes sense.
So I'm taking that as you don't want to see him at Barcelona next season.
Yeah, I don't want him. Well, see, the thing is, I would like to take him back, but the thing is, the high wages is just too much. And that's the main reason we actually got rid of him. It's not because of the player. It's just the wages were too high, and what Bartomeu did with the clause was so stupid. Like apparently, like every following season, he would actually get more money, which is like so weird. Like so dumb. But yeah. I don't really want Griezmann back. He just didn't really work here. And
just the chat quickly. HCAR, you've forgotten France's best striker, Olivier Giroud. There.
Olivier Giroud.
He's a baller. He's great.
Yeah, he's balling. Yeah, he's balling from Milan, man.
The way Giroud plays is how Lukaku should play, right? He facilitates the rest of the team. But anyway, we're done talking about Chelsea.
Yeah, Giroud, man. What a player, man. I think he's honestly probably one of the most criminally underrated strikers in the world.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And, like I said, he's very interesting there. Let's talk about City for a bit. I think we discussed enough about Atletico Madrid. As for City, City.
Classic City performance, very good. Patient, they took their time, broke the team down, got the chance, made the most of it. Good result for them.
Yeah, one player we have to talk about that really came up big. Obviously, De Bruyne, everyone's going to talk about, but this guy in particular, I think we got discussed about. Phil Foden, this guy, when he came on, made an instant impact.
I hate to admit it, but he's very incredible. He's a great player.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know a lot of people like to compare Foden to Mountain. That's going to be a whole different discussion to have. But let's just say that Foden has definitely been great for City. Obviously, I don't really want to get into debate and that kind of stuff. And obviously, I'm pretty sure you're gonna defend Mount. I'm pretty sure.
No. Mount's a great player, but if I'm being totally objective, I would take Foden. But
okay.
I'll never admit it in the Discord. I'll I never admit that. But between me and you, I would take Foden.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just opinions, and then and but yeah, let's just say that Foden has definitely been one of the best English youngsters, and it's kind of a sad that everyone like the English players they're so over a lot of the youngsters are so overhyped, and obviously I know this
massively overrated. One of the I can't remember who said it was a ex-footballer. I can't remember who they said. He said Phil Foden. If Phil Foden keeps it up, by the time he retires, he'll be England's best ever player. And you hear stuff like that quite a lot. And normally it's just people hyping up players, and it's not really going to come true. But with Foden, it really could be true.
Definitely. And the crazy part is? The crazy part is the media actually don't really hype Foden up. If you think about it, I don't actually hear them hype.
Yeah, I think it's because he plays. I think it's because he plays for Man City. And for start, Man City, obviously, I'm not going to say Man City have no fans, but obviously they don't have as big a following as Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and also the fact that he plays in a team of superstars already. He's not the main man. Obviously he's an incredible player, but he's not Man City's main man. Whereas if he played for Arsenal or another team, he would definitely be their main man. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I'm like I said, I feel like he is the real deal, and I don't need the English media to help me figure out. I know this guy. I've seen him before. So,
which game are we speaking about today?
We're on Man City, Atletico Madrid. right now.
Oh,
Oh, perfect timing.
yeah. Okay, for the very first time, I saw a 5-5-0 formation in my life.
Yeah,
I
it was.
never knew that. I never knew that tactics that I existed. Atletico Madrid, well, it's not a surprise because like every time these guys are in the Champions League, like parking the bus and holding on to whatever they can is what they do. Simeone is a terrorist. He should go to jail for what he's doing, for what he's doing to to poor João Felix. But at the end of the day, it's crazy. Like it took a lot of. To be honest, if I have to be really honest, I thought Man City didn't have a good game. To be honest, like the one of the time I see them, they have this sharpness towards their game. You know,
Well,
but
I thought they just decided to play it patiently, just
yeah.
wait for the chance, and
But
ultimately they got it.
that's the thing when it comes to Atletico Madrid. You can't be patient because you're playing into their hands. You have to make them constantly moving and moving and moving. They get a little nervous. That's all. And the thing is, this also shows that they really need a striker. They need that killer instinct number 9.
Yeah, you need Olivier Giroud scoring a bicycle kick.
Yeah, or you need that header, man. You need that header because they got a bunch of good crosses, but no one really had that instinct, that killer instinct to get in there. Like, like it took some of the center backs, like Laporte, he had to go in front a bit and try to get a header. Phil Foden is a generational talent. I really like that kid. Like MT, if you're hearing this, bro, like whatever bid you need, like we're coming for him, just like we took for Torres. So in due time, in due time.
I don't think Man City are going to let let Foden go quite as easily.
I know. Pep's gotta do us a favor. That was the real talk. It's just crazy, man. This game was boring because of Atletico Madrid. Like
Yeah,
you can't
terrible.
just go you can't just go into the game and just instantly decide to, you know what, we're gonna play for the draw.
Yeah, and we were saying before you came on, like Atletico Madrid don't need to do that. Like they're a better team that they have the quality to be able to still play solid football, but attack as well. They don't need to play like that.
Well, this is Simeone's philosophy. This is what he believes in. He believes in this type of, like, he was as bad of a player as how he's as a manager. Like when he
Yeah,
used to play, he used to be the most dirtiest type of player. He used to fall, bro. He used to like back in
Oh
the
yeah, I
old
did.
days.
yeah. There's
Yeah,
this
he
famous
was he
thing
was rough.
when he played England for Argentina. I think he got Wayne Rooney sent off. I think it
Yeah.
was
Wow.
because he just kept he pissed off all the England players for the whole game. It was just
Oh man, RJ versus England. Yeah, I know you don't. I know RJ doesn't really hated team for England for obvious
what'd you say,
reasons.
sir?
I said RJ England is a very feisty occasion.
Yeah, of course. They're one of our biggest rivals.
Bro, Moon, are you a Chelsea fan?
Yeah.
Oh damn, bro.
You
I'm
missed the
sorry.
Chelsea Real Madrid discussion.
For reals, I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah.
we can get back to it if you want
Yeah,
later.
we can
But
go back
let's
to it once
finish
we.
with it.
Yeah,
Let's
we
finish
got
this
to do
up.
the Liverpool Benfica, but then we can go back.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So yeah, as I said, Man City KDB man scored a great goal, and yeah, man,
Oh, I
KDB
forgot
man,
to mention him. He
yeah,
had a quiet game. He was a quiet monster the entire
oh
game.
yeah,
I was making fun of Empty when we were watching the live stream of the whole game, and literally when he scores, he's like, What did you say?" And I tell us, well, Phil Foden was the difference maker, in my opinion, in this game. He
Yeah,
created
for
the
sure.
chance. But kudos to KDB. That was a good finish. But it is what it is. He had a quiet game, but that's because
oh
of
yeah,
this 5-5-0 formation that I've never seen
Yeah.
before.
yeah. Yeah. Another point I thought that was good on the day was Joao Cancelo. I think he had a good game. Laporte also thought I had a good game, and yeah, it's interesting, dude. They've been like the defense was solid even without Ruben Diaz. Like they did
Well,
really
it's
well
because
without.
they didn't really have to defend anything. That's why.
Yeah, I know, but still, I mean, like it like there were a few chances that Letty had. Like, do you remember the Griezmann had that chance? He could have
Yeah.
like I don't know what he did. Like it was so bad. And then I think they had like I think it was there like oh wait, no, it was a Man City free kick, I think.
Yeah, but zero shots. Like not even a
Yeah.
it's like shot off target. Just no shots at all. It's just
Yeah, I'm just saying is
disgraceful,
that
It's
it's
not like they didn't. It's not like they didn't attack the entire game. They did have a couple of corner attacks, but Man City's pressing and the way they stop it is what was key. Like
yeah.
it was so bad for them. Like the world painted out like if they were complete monsters, just killing football. But they were like they had that mentality that if we attack, we leave ourselves exposed. And they just felt so they felt so small towards Manchester City. So that's how Simeone set up his team. It's not they tried to attack, but each time they tried, the wingers that City had, it was causing them problems. So at the end of the day, like after like the 60 minutes, they just completely apart the bus. Like they didn't even like. I think John Felix was way deeper than I ever seen him in a match. And
yeah,
it is what it is, man.
yeah,
Simeone, that's his
definitely.
tactics. You'll never win a CL like that, but if Atletico Madrid fans like that, I don't understand.
It's crazy. He's been in 2 Champions League finals actually, and he was actually very close in the 2014 one.
Yeah, football and
We
guys
all
don't
know it.
want him to win.
Yeah, we all know what happened.
Oh.
So yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So I guess we should move on, discuss with the final match, which might have been the most interesting one. Maybe most balanced, you could argue. Actually, well, actually, I don't know.
Well, I'd
But
have said Chelsea
we'll
Real
get.
Madrid was most balanced, but
Yeah, actually, yeah, I would say that was probably more balanced actually than this one because, like, yeah, let's be real. We all expected Liverpool to win. You know,
yeah.
Ibrahim Konate got the goal from the corner.
Yeah.
Then it was
Also,
great.
was at fault for Benfica's goal.
Yeah, and then Luis Diaz played a nice ball for Mane to do there for the tap, and I think it was for 2-0.
Yeah.
And then Darwin Núñez got a goal back, and at that point, Benfica were all over Liverpool. I think for that brief spell, they were like 10 to 15 minutes. I think they were all over Liverpool, and you can see how this Liverpool defense is not that strong, guys. It's not that good, you know. And then as I said, then Liverpool got the third goal. Naby Keita played a great ball for Luis Diaz, who ran to the goalkeeper, made it 3-1. And dude, Luis Diaz, man, the Benfica fans must hate this guy so much, and for obvious reasons. So
Yeah.
and yeah, man, Luis Diaz, man, what a player, man, what a signing, man. Honestly, I think it's the best signing that was made the January window this year.
Yeah, him or Vlahovic probably, I would say.
Yeah, dude, and yeah, man. So, what are you guys' thoughts on this one, guys?
Well, Trent Alexander-Arnold was excellent, I thought. Well, obviously, I don't think it's just me who thought that. Two brilliant
Yeah, Trent
assists.
was good today. Yeah, and
I for me, as I watch this game, of course, Salah is really, really bad right now. He's not in form. You
oh
know,
yeah, Salah.
poor
He's
Salah, bro. I like him as a player, but the thing is, bro, another thing that I noticed, like, of course, Luis Diaz, I think he's really good. He has his technique and technical ability. But the way her people, I didn't watch his game. I had to go and watch the replays. When I saw his goal, like the way how people hyped it up, saying, like, "Oh my gosh, it's something like it's a basic goal." Basically, it was an error for the keeper coming out. And the thing is, bro, of course, everybody expected Liverpool to beat Benfica. Like Benfica is not at the level. Darwin Núñez, I'm not. I think he has potential, but he needs to improve in that step over he does as well.
Yeah.
oh,
I,
But
th- I
yeah,
think
he
Ty-
loves he
yeah, he
loves the
loves
step
that
overs,
step.
man.
Well,
yeah,
he needs to reduce it less. And the thing is, bro, Liverpool, of course, this might be crazy, right? I don't want to say anything, but if Villarreal somehow finds a way to beat Bayern Munich, it's gonna be a Liverpool Villarreal semi, and this is gonna be the easiest walk to the Champions League final for Liverpool. It's crazy, man.
Well, you say that, but I don't think Benfica are necessarily out of this because I think the biggest shock actually was that Benfica probably 3-1's probably a bit harsh of a result on Benfica, really.
Oh yeah, I agree with that actually.
So you never know. They did well all over them. They could have had a penalty. I don't know what
But
your
Oh yeah,
guys' thoughts on that was. I think
oh
it
yeah,
was.
there was a there was a potential penalty. You're right. I
Yeah,
forgot
I think it's
who
one of
exactly.
those where if the referee gives it, it doesn't get overturned. But at the same time, not giving it, it's okay not to overturn it.
It is Liverpool, though. You know how the ref love them. So
Yeah, well, it's Liverpool for a reason.
Oh man. Oh yeah. But yeah, you're right in the sense that it's just really weird. Like the penalties. It's like I personally I don't know if you guys. For me, penalties is such a confusing thing because and nowadays you don't even know what's a penalty because of how referees are, and some referees just don't want to give, some referees will give, and it's just really confusing, man. You know.
Yeah.
everyone has their own interpretation of a handball nowadays. I don't even know
Oh
what
yeah,
it is.
handball. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what handball is anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is, at Liverpool, of course, Jota, bro, Jota is. I wouldn't mind having him. I like his header ability. He always like gets a header here and there. Um, Mane, of course, but Cup. Let's see if he can do something in the UCL. Luis Diaz have to be one of the best transfers this so far, right? Best right after
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
for
about
sure.
Vlahovic. Vlahovic hasn't been all that other than scoring against Villarreal. But then
I mean, yeah,
I think
well,
I
in
think
terms
I
of
think I think I think Aubameyang. I think he has to be like the second best transfer.
yeah, I was going to say it would
So,
probably be like if we're talking just about in form, it'd be him or Aubameyang.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's crazy, bro. Like I don't know, but let's see what Liverpool does in the second leg.
Yeah, definitely.
It's on Anfield, so it should be an easy match. But
Yeah.
we saw how bad they were against Inter Milan. You could never
Oh
know
yeah.
what happened. Like
Inter.
it had Alexis Sanchez didn't get a red card. I think Inter Milan goes through. To be honest, but
Ooh. I don't know,
yeah,
man.
I want to speak about that Villarreal Bayern Munich game. Have you guys already spoken about it?
Yeah, we have, but we
Yeah.
can
So do.
we can go
Well.
back.
Yeah. Let's finish this game first. So, do you have any final thoughts for this game? Do you have any other additional thoughts for this game? And then we'll get back to the games that you haven't discussed about yet.
Well, for me, I suppose it's what you'd expect. Really, if you look at the scoreline, it was what you would expect. But the game itself, like I said, Benfica did quite well. You would expect Liverpool to be able to, consolidate, get through, play it safe. But at the same time, if Benfica can put on a good performance like they did last week, you never know. I wouldn't say the tie is over. Obviously, Liverpool are definitely in control and they should go on and through. But Benfica got a chance, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Benfica, man. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But let me ask you guys one final question before we head off for this match. Do you guys think Salah is not playing well because of the whole Egypt situation? Because you know how it was, AFCON
Yeah.
and the World Cup qualifiers.
Remember? Do you remember when Messi lost the World Cup final? Like he was terrible after that. Like
Oh
he
yeah,
was way off, way off
But
form.
but let's be real, he was pretty terrible. Salah's been in poor form for a while now. This
Oh,
goes
yeah.
stretches
Okay.
quite a lot before.
But
Both
those
AFCON and
losses, those losses can really hurt your confidence. Like it's a heavy blow. You know?
yeah, but it
Yeah.
isn't just. But it's happening really before those losses as well.
Yeah, true. And yeah, to be fair, as good as Salah is as a player, he wasn't that great in the AFCON. Like, let's be real. Like, the only good game he really had in the AFCON was against Egypt. No, sorry, not against Egypt. Morocco, sorry. Like, he wasn't really that great in the other games, if I'm being honest with you.
Mhm.
So, and I just think for me, Salah is a good player, but I just don't know if he's that amazing. If that makes any sense. Like, I don't know if I would put him, like, up the level of, like,
I
because
don't
the thing
think
about the.
I don't think
Oh,
Salah is a
sorry.
one-man team in the same way that some of the real best players are. Salah needs the players around him, I think, is the difference.
Oh yes, yeah, I kind of agree with that in a way because it kind of feels like Salah has to have other players around him to have a good game for him to have a good game. You just don't really see Salah just carrying this team like that. That makes any sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely, and yeah, I think Kula, you're right in the sense that those losses in international football could really disrupt you, and you make a good point that Messi. Obviously, I wasn't really watching football that time, so it's
Like
better than I do.
didn't Neymar got fat because of losing the Copa America? Like he got a little, he stopped caring after he lost that Copa America. Like he lost all
Yeah.
motivation, and it's crazy, bro. Like when you're playing for a nation, it's way different feelings. Um, like I know he was bad, before, but that it just losing to letting your country down like that it's even worse. It makes it worse than you already are. Hopefully, he
Yeah,
can brush it past and continue playing because I like his style of play. He's the one. He's a very effective winger, and I like players that are very effective. Oh yeah, that's all I gotta say.
yeah, and also here's another thing. I'm getting back to that. He wasn't even that great in the qualifier against Senegal. He wasn't really that amazing. So maybe Moon does make a good point that uh, Liverpool, he's just not really been in good form this year. As I said, I think this year I think the Christmas break and everything like that has kind of I think it just in general he's not been that amazing this year in my opinion. So I guess we should move on. Kula, you can discuss about your opinions of the other two games. Do you have any thoughts for the
Can you? I want to speak about the Chelsea Real Madrid game first.
All right, we'll get to that one first, and then you can discuss Villarreal Bayern, and I guess we
Because
can
the
head out
Villarreal
towards.
Bayern is the shock of the day.
Yeah,
This game, it's I can't, no, me. I'm a Barcelona fan, so I really wanted to, I really wanted
Chelsea.
Chelsea to win. But at the end of the day, like La Liga, this is a win for La Liga. Now the thing is, Real Madrid, like, let's put like Karim Benzema is the soul of this team, and without him, like they're not as good as people think, you know. Bro, this was pure individual brilliance by Benzema. Like he was something else, and all the chances just fell onto him, and I like it. I like the fact that that Real Madrid is relying on one player to carry them. You know, when Barcelona did this with Messi, it was an issue. But now that Real Madrid are relying on one player to make a difference, no, it's the world. It's the best thing in the world.
Oh
So
man.
this is Benzema FC. This is Real Madrid. This is like Real Madrid is relying on Benzema. Like of course, Madrid had a decent game after the assist. But the thing is, bro, like it's I don't know, man. Like Conte has been poor, bro, recently, and he hasn't been the same guy from last year. And I don't know if he's declining or it's like I don't know, but him not performing, him not being at his best, it affects the entire squad. It affects the entire Chelsea and structure. And the like Mendy, the goalkeeper, bro, like that mistake he did leading to Benzema's hat trick. I was fuming. I was like, what the hell? No, and
Yeah,
then
cool. Yeah, me and Moon were
Rudiger,
discussing earlier.
Rudiger as well, bro. Rudiger,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know,
I
man.
disagree that it was really Rudiger's fault. I don't think it was really
No,
Rudiger's
no, no,
fault.
no, no. Rudiger overall performance, like you should have. I genuinely don't think leaking headers are that should. You know what's hilarious? I was telling like the Chelsea fans that with Real Madrid weakness are aerial attacks, and freaking Real Madrid went and did aerial attacks against Chelsea and won.
Well, no, but you're right. Their weakness was aerial. Like defensively, they
Yeah,
were terrible in the air.
yeah. But that's the thing. Why didn't like I know? Why didn't they do aerial attacks more like
Well,
more crosses?
I think Chelsea did. If you think about it, our best two chances were both headers. The Hazard goal
And that's
and
the thing.
The Lukaku sitter. They're both headers.
Oh yeah.
Mount Valverde, Mount Valverde, the deal, that no, Mount had a horrible game. Same thing with Pulisic. Like almost everyone had a really bad game, except like Reece James. He was there for stuff, but they're still a second leg. Who knows what happens? Ancelotti tends to backfire on himself. He has a record of that. Um, so it's not over till it's over for
Yeah,
Chelsea.
I was saying earlier, I'm not too worried because Real Madrid. I would have been a lot more worried if Real Madrid dominated us, and they didn't dominate. You know, they were. We had chances,
They were,
And so did Real Madrid. They
they
took
just
their
have,
chances.
they
We
just
didn't.
have Benzema. That's the difference.
Yeah, exactly,
Like
exactly.
all
But
you
it's
had
not.
to, all they had to do was shut down Benzema and Modric, and then everything else just goes to plan. Like if you can't hold the both of them down, then you're basically about to lose. Like look at how those goals got conceded. Like it was pure. It was both of them. Vinicius was quiet after that cross he gave Benzema, and it's pure curling header. So, um, of course, bro, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of things that's happening in Chelsea right now, and I get it. Like, it's the atmosphere is very, very sad and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, when Champions League start, you have to like put that aside and play for the badge, you know. Uh, that's the thing, bro. We'll see, man. As of right now, I have Real Madrid as favorites because Benzema is on insane form. Right.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. I want to speak about Villarreal now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because-
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you something cool. We were just discussing me and earlier with Moon is that it always feels like a keeper mistake. It always feels like when a keeper makes a mistake, Benzema scores.
yeah, that's it. That keeper mistake, Mendy's mistake. I was laughing because it gave me flashbacks of Liverpool goalkeeper, Loris Karius. So I praised him. He gave it that
Yeah,
vibe.
curious.
And he almost messed up again, in the game, man. Like Benzema was covering him, and he hurry kicked the ball away, and he almost went straight into one of the attackers. So I was like, I was laughing because like you have to be more focused, man. Like how Ter Stegen has never done that with Benzema. Like, even
Oh
though Ter
man.
Stegen has been awful, he's never like given the ball away like when he faced Madrid. And that's the thing, bro. This I love Villarreal. I'm sorry. The Yellow Submarine have sunk in Bayern Munich at their home. And this game pisses me off because Villarreal had so many chances. And I want to apologize to a Bayern Munich fan because I called him silly when he told me that Villarreal was gonna win. Shout out to Core, man. Core said that they were gonna lose. Oh
Wow.
man, I was like, no way you lose to the Yellow Submarines. And I don't know, like Villarreal should have went with at least 3-0. And bro, they beat Bayern Munich, something Barcelona can't even do. We can't even score against Bayern Munich, and these guys beat them at their home stadium. And I'm very happy to see this because like look at the league table. Look where Villarreal is right now. Like, oh my goodness. Bayern Munich, you couldn't beat Villarreal. I don't care if they were at their home. You couldn't beat them, and you
No,
concede.
it's not even just beating them. You can't even score.
You can't even score. Like, you can't tell me that straight face that Villarreal's team is better than Bayern Munich's team. Nah, that's and plus that because Villarreal was, I don't know how did they miss so many chances. But I'm proud of Villarreal. Like, they always they give that fight. And
Oh yeah.
the unfortunate thing is that we all know what's gonna happen when they go to the Allianz Arena. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
gonna lose. They're gonna lose bad. And the thing is, bro, at least for now we can say that Villarreal beat Bayern Munich. At least for now, before the
At
second
least for
leg.
now.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
Lewandowski, I'm sorry to look at you funny, man. You couldn't stop fight against Villarreal. The Bayern Munich fans were telling me that Lewandowski is gonna break Cristiano Ronaldo's record through Villarreal. Like, where is all that talk? No, where is it, Bayern Munich fans? You can go in the chat and say it too. I don't care. these the Yellow Submarine, bro. Like, I like not only, bro, but Unai Emery, bro. Like, in his competition, he is elite. Like, if I don't want to live in a world where Villarreal beats Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Um, well, hopefully not because I want to see that Liverpool Bayern. But that's all I gotta say, AD.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So like I said, guys, it'll be very interesting to see what Villarreal do the second leg. But yeah. Oh man, the second leg for Villarreal could be bad. Let me do something real quick, guys. Okay, so I guess let's see. I guess that's pretty much it for the Champions League. Some great, interesting first legs, and let's see if any teams come from losing position. Any teams make a comeback, you know. So
Yeah, honestly, the good thing I think is that I don't think any teams are truly all the way out. Everyone still has a chance.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the nice thing about it, is that you know, it'll be definitely interesting indeed. So
And
obviously tomorrow, guys, we
I
have.
think everyone. Sorry.
I'll let you finish.
I was going to say. Also, I thought everyone except for Atletico Madrid and maybe Bayern also, showed promising signs. They all were quite fluid and performed, at least all right. So I don't know. I'm quite excited for the second legs. Be fun.
Yeah, definitely. No, it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the second leg. So we have Europa League and Conference League games to just. We'll have that tomorrow. Obviously, should be very interesting. See what happens there. So Moon, are you excited for any of the games tomorrow? Are we going to watch any of the games?
I don't think so. I've got work to catch up on.
All right.
And
yeah, obviously.
who cares about the Europa League?
yeah.
No,
yeah, obviously you guys know. Yeah, obviously you guys know. I'll watch. Oh yeah, I'll let you finish.
Yeah, but no, I was going to say, there'll be interesting games. I'll watch the highlights, of course. I think they're all pretty. I think these are the best. Like from the pot draws, this is maybe the best one, the most even ones. Like maybe not Frankfurt and Barcelona, but Braga, Rangers, West Ham, Lyon, Leipzig, Atalanta. I think they're all very even. So I quite like that. I quite like that.
Yeah. Conference League. Oh, Conference League matches are interesting. Leicester City versus PSV. Oh, that's a tough one to call.
Yeah.
Then we got Marseille versus PAOK. I mean, that might be straightforward. Then you have, let's see. Oh, I'm looking for the Feyenoord over Slavia. I think that's a good one.
I'm liking the Bodo Glimt to Roma rematch.
Oh
6-1
yeah,
again.
Mourinho, man. Man. Oh man, crazy man. Oh man, that'll be interesting. Of course. Tomorrow, guys, we'll be back here again tomorrow to discuss about those matches, and be very interesting. Very interesting. You do make a good point that there's no I like the Champions League. I feel like all this. Well, to be honest with you, honestly, I thought the only match that was going to be kind of close was Chelsea Real Madrid. Although the matches were kind of for certain, we know what team is going to go through.
Yeah.
So, but I guess it changes now with the whole complexion of the results. Villarreal won the first leg and Benfica getting that goal there. But it'll be interesting to see what happens here. And yeah, crazy man. So. I think that's going to be about it for today, guys. So it was a good stream. Thanks for the turnout. Let's go look at the final comments real quick. So I hope Bayern or Real don't win the Champions League. Okay. 8, I know you're so obviously, I don't want Real Madrid to win the Champions League, obviously. Bayern is interesting. Oh, now I know why you don't want Bayern to win the Champions League. I know why. I know why now. Because we could face Bayern in the UEFA Super Cup. Oh, man. Yeah, so in that case, actually, yeah, I'm hoping to God Bayern to win the Champions League.
You got to win the Europa League first.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I'm assuming that we do, and that we can't. I don't want Bayern to win the Champions League. Oh man, I don't want to play. I don't want to play Bayern ever again until in many years from now. If I'm being honest,
maybe you do want to play with them though. See how far you've come. It might be a good test there.
Yeah, I mean, we have improved a lot. To be fair, I mean, I do think we'll give a better game, but I don't know, man. Bayern just really, that team is just really, they're just too good against Barca, man. They have a very good record against Barca, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that's interesting. Bayern Super Cup would be a good test. We can actually beat Nagelsmann's Bayern. That is true. I do think Nagelsmann isn't that. I do find this Bayern team to be a bit. This Bayern team isn't as good as what Flick did with Bayern. So I do think this Bayern team is beatable. But as I said, it'd still be a team I would rather not face. If that makes any sense. Hansi Flick team. Yeah, Flick was so much more intense. Yeah, I do agree with you that Flick definitely made Bayern so good. You look at that Champions League season 2 seasons ago, they were absolutely brilliant. I mean, they demolished every single team in that Champions League except for PSG. I mean, that's incredible. So, yeah. Hello, Jordan Hyman. Nice to see you here. Karios, Ulrich, Donnarumma. Yeah, they all made mistakes. Yo De Silva, Fernando. Okay. Ben's Ballon d'Or, yeah, he should get the Ballon d'Or. 10-0-0-0 Atletico. Then is it just me or is club football not that exciting after World Cup draw? Yeah, it's an interesting point. Um,
I'm quite the opposite. I'm always club football over national team.
See, the thing is, I find it to be kind of strange that they did the World Cup draw and we're having the club football. So I do find that to be a bit strange how like the circumstances went. But you know, I could see where you're coming from because it's kind of weird that we just did the draw and like we should do the matches now for the World Cup, right? Just having the draw and just done that like that. But it is a bit weird. So
that's what happens when you have a World Cup in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, it's just really weird. And yeah, obviously we know. I think many people don't like the fact that it's taking place in Qatar and the whole winter thing. It's ruins the World Cup vibe back. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, who knows? This World Cup could be exciting though. It could be very much exciting. So we need to call for a demolition job. Bayern's gonna win at home like 5-1 or 4-1.
I kind of agree with that. You just know by buying. They do it all the time. They have a bad result in one leg and then they just absolutely bring it in the second leg.
That is true. I do somewhat agree with you, but I don't know, man. Let me just say this right now. If Villarreal score first in the Allianz Arena, oh, that could be spicy. That could be spicy. Oh, man. That's going to be huge. So, I'm going to say that right now. If Bayern score first, then, yeah, the tie's over. But if Villarreal score first, we could have a good game. We could have a good second leg. I'm going to say that. That's just what I think.
Yeah.
I got no reg. Connor Benzema. Okay, I think we already looked at these comments. Let me look at the other comments. Lewandowski ghosted today. Yeah, Lewandowski wasn't that great today. Yeah, Villarreal were good defensively. Villarreal should won 3-0. Bayern were destroying Munich. We definitely ain't coming back in the second leg. So we have a Chelsea fan here that thinks they ain't coming making a comeback.
Not if we play as poor defensively as we did. If we tighten up defensively and keep the same attacking presence, get balls in the box in for 90 minutes, there's a chance. But Real Madrid are in control, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, for Chelsea, they have to have the perfect game if they want to make it through. Yeah. That makes sense. Like perfect, like flicks.
Yeah, for sure. Like the defense is a big issue, which is strange because under Tuchel, defenses it's been normally the opposite. Actually, is that the defense is great and the attack lets us down. But today, it was really the defense that let us down.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's interesting because I remember I asked you, do you think the Brentford game was like a one-off game? And you told me you weren't worried about that. You thought it had no bearing.
Yeah, it is a bit more worrying now, but there's two different formations. We'll see how it is. If it's bad on the weekend against Southampton, then I'll get worried. But we'll see.
Oh yeah. You guys should definitely beat Southampton. Like the defense should be an issue.
Exactly. If it's shaky on Saturday or Sunday, I don't know what day it is, but if it's still shaky on the weekend, then I start to get worried.
Yeah, let me see. When did Chelsea play? They're gonna play on. Oh, it is Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think the defense has been interesting, and I think this might seem strange to say, but I think in a good way, the Brentford game was kind of a good wake up call for the team. And I think like it showed that the back four just isn't really meant for Chelsea.
Yeah, but people say that, but we've played like 10 games in the back four. That was the first one we lost in. So
that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, let me go look at the final comments. So November's kind of. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, to be honest, what's happened is Ben Chilwell has been injured, and it's completely disrupted all our defensive, like everything, really.
Yeah, and also I think the Reece James injury has also been a huge obstacle for you guys.
Missing both our wing backs for a long time, especially when our backup wing backs are Azpilicueta, who really is better as a centre back, and Alonso, who's the slowest footballer to have ever played football.
yeah, Alonso. How is he still playing for Chelsea?
I mean, it's weird because he's one of those players that is really bad but also quite good. I can't quite describe it. I think actually in this Real Madrid game, he would have been quite good because we need players whipping crosses. And as Azpilicueta, he's a better all-round player, but of course he's playing on the left side with his right foot, and he can't really whip those crosses in. Alonso could have done. But anyway, I think he'll probably start in the second leg.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to see. And yeah, maybe if Kepa had played. Oh man, Kepa, man. Actually, to be fair though, Kepa's not really been bad. You know. So, but yeah, yeah. Last season, under Lampard, he was really bad. Kepa under Lampard was terrible, from what I remembered. So, yeah. So let me go look at the final comments real quick. So yeah, November's kind of far, but I think this World Cup with USA and Canada and last tour, Messi and Ronaldo are going to be good. Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, this is probably Messi and Ronaldo's final World Cup. Well, maybe not Ronaldo, just because how this, how he wants to continue playing. But
He'll be 40. He'll be 41 though.
Yeah, that's true. And the whole USA thing. So
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but this will be his second to last. This will either be his last or second to last. Like he ain't gonna play 2030. He's not playing 2030. I refuse to believe he's gonna play 2030. Yeah, but yeah, I do agree this will probably be Messi's last one. Barca lucky that Benzema didn't play, or we could have still won 4-0. You make a good point.
Yeah, that game shows the difference that Benzema makes. Like how not good Real Madrid are without him, but how great they are with him.
But the thing is, even if Benzema had played that game, I don't know if Real Madrid still win that. I think Barca. Actually, I'm not really sure, honestly. But I still imagine Barca would win just because of how good they were that day. But maybe Real Madrid. It may have been a closer game. I'll put it this way. But I would still have given the edge to Barca, just because of how good they were that day. But like I said, though, who knows? Because Benzema is such a crucial player, as you said, and without Benzema, we know how bad this team is. And I think there's a stat out there like Real Madrid. Without Benzema, they really struggle to score goals this season.
Yeah.
So, definitely indeed. So, early semifinals that we could potentially have are Manchester City versus Real Madrid, which, oh man, that'd be interesting. That'd be a good semifinal. Ooh.
I think Man City would win that comfortably, actually.
Ooh,
I really do think they would. But
yeah.
I hope they wouldn't. I'd want Real Madrid to win if it was Real Madrid and Man City. But I think Man City would take that.
Yeah, obviously, which team I would hope for to win.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, then we would have Bayern versus Liverpool, which, well, I mean, technically it's Bayern versus, Liverpool versus Villarreal as things stand, but let's just
Bayern will come through.
Yeah, man, Liverpool versus Bayern. Ooh, that'd be another good one. That'd be another insane one.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a hard one to call. I feel like I kind of do agree with you that if I'm being honest with you guys, this is kind of early stuff, and obviously we're assuming that these matches will happen. If Man City Real Madrid did take place, I do give Man City. I think Man City has really been solid, so I give Man City the advantage there. Bayern versus Liverpool, that's tough to call. That's tough to call for that one. I'm not really sure which one I would pick for that one.
Yeah, I think Liverpool, because I think Liverpool's strength is their attack and Bayern's weakness is their defense.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I do think it's a close one. I wouldn't be surprised if Bayern won, but if I was going to bet on it, I would say Liverpool.
Wow, dude, Man City or Liverpool?
I really hope that doesn't happen. By the way, I really hope it doesn't. But if it does, but if it is Real Madrid v City and Bayern Liverpool, I would predict City and Liverpool for the final.
Oh man, dude, I don't want to buy. The thing is, I don't want a Liverpool City. Because I don't like seeing two teams in the same country. I'm sorry, it's just not that exciting, guys. And also there's another thing. We see this so often.
I think it'll also be the third time in like 5 years it would have been two English teams in the final, because of course it was Liverpool Spurs in 2019. Obviously last year Chelsea City. So
yeah, and you know what's interesting? Both those teams that made the two domestic finals and the two Champions League finals, they were already with another English team. So it would just be poetic, right?
Yeah.
So
my battery is at 5%, so I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, I'm about to end this stream, but I just want to see which team plays home and away. Semifinals, like which team plays home for the first leg. So let me see. Oh, I think I see here. So Man City would actually play the first leg at home, I believe, right?
Which one is quarterfinal? Which one are they? They're quarterfinal too.
Yeah, quarterfinal is at City Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. So they'd be at home for the first leg. You want to be away at first leg, right? Yeah.
Yeah, way is
So,
way better first leg in my opinion. So and then for Liverpool
So-
would be a home leg first.
yeah, interesting.
Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting. So I just want to look at those things because that could also have an impact because we know some teams are just really good at home and and some teams are amazing on the road. So it'll be very very interesting. So I think that's gonna be about it for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy the stream. Hope I see you guys for tomorrow, and of course you guys know next week we'll do we'll be back here again on Wednesday to talk about the Champions League second leg games. And it's crazy, man. We'll see what happens indeed. So thank you for coming on, Moon. Do appreciate it.
Yeah, good. It's fun to talk. It was a good chat.
Yeah, good chat. And like I said, it was a good stream. So thank you guys for coming on. Make sure you guys like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the stream with your friends. So help the channel grow. We recently just hit 700 subscribers, which is awesome, guys. So thank you guys.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you, man. And like I said, that's pretty much it for today. So I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.